Am I audible to you people?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, whether the screen is visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, in the previous class, we have done with part one of module four, right? Sales management. Fine. And a few things which we people have already dealt with, like sales force motivation, what we mean by motivation, some meaning, then how it is important for an organization to have this motivation among the employees, right? The salespeople, right? Specifically, if you want to discuss, right? And we people have used it in we are going to use this motivation in making people united for working on certain objectives, and then also having a harmonious relationship, a good relationship among the employees who will be working for a single cause, okay, which has been or say the single purpose which has been set by an organization for the employees to achieve. And see, the performance of the employees will be also governed, okay, and also it can be increased, and you can even assess it on the basis of the ability of the person, okay, understand it, and accordingly what level of motivation need to be given to him can be also, right, the level of motivation which we people can give them. On that basis we people can expect a level of performance from the employee side. Fine. So we have done, like, performance is equal to ability and also into a motivation, both together will constitute a performance of the person. So it is also important, as we have discussed, like, it's an internal energy which an employee will be having, which has to be identified, okay, and which has to be taken out of his internal energy, which will be devoted towards achievement of the goals and objectives, right? So along with that, certain nature of the motivation, right? We say motivation something, an energy inside which is relying into the employees. Fine. And the emotions or desire which people will be having can be utilized properly, right? And the unsatisfied needs can be identified, okay. We say it's a nature that, where a people with an unsatisfied needs will never make them to sit up quiet, so it leads to certain type of tension among them. where they start working on how best way is a possible in helping them in achieving their needs. So sometimes a possible way, maybe some organizations or people specifically into the organization will be helping them, right, by providing the needed support. So and also we have discussed around types of motivation, like positive motivation and negative motivation. As we told, like positive motivation completely relies on motivation based on rewards. Okay, something extra what a people, or say a sales people, get into the organization for the level of performance which is being rendered to the organization. Fine. And as I told you, like incentives can be given to them in the form of some extra pay, right? And promotions can be given to them, taking them to the higher level of responsibilities with a higher pay, a recognition among the organization for them by giving them some awards, right? So these all things can be taken as a positive motivation. So we have next, like negative type of motivation, where this is purely opposite to positive motivation, where positive motivation was relying on the rewards. Okay, yeah, paying or giving them extra and getting required work done. But when it comes to negative motivation, these this type of motivation also be called as fear motivation. Okay, which is purely relies on forcing a person to do a job, or maybe a fear which you people are going to generate among those employees for level of performance what those people have to do, say give to the organization, or the activity which is being given to them. Okay, this is something like we have also used an examples like demotions, where you people are going to demote the person from the present position to the lower positions. Okay, in the form of, say, giving them a punishment, right? So some layoffs or some deduction in the salary for the losses what an organization incurred because of the employees misconduct over the job or any activities given to them. Fine. So this negative motivation, usually almost all companies will use it. They threaten or say fear, create some fear into the into the employees, where they may lose the job. Probably that type of fear can bring a performance which has been expected by the organization. Fine. So here, we use this condition was also discussed, like the employees who are not willing to cooperate, okay, who are very rude and resistance in when it comes to working into the team, okay, or sometimes working individually also, okay, and they want to avoid the punishment. In such type of people can be motivated by using this type of negative or fear motivation. So we have also discussed around some importance of motivation, why we people usually give lot of importance for motivation in the organization, where we people are going to help people into the organization to achieve their personal goals along with the achievement of organizational goals, right? So any individual is motivated in the organization, we can expect that job satisfaction will be higher among them. Okay, those employees who are very much well motivated into the organization, okay, they love their job. Fine. And also they get to realize themselves, like how best job or organization is helping them to perform their duties properly and achieving whatever those people are in need of. Okay, then also we people have discussed around an individual would always gain a working with a dynamic team, where working into the team, as I told you, where people come from different places, different cultures, different beliefs, which we people can find into peoples into the organization, okay, employees into organization. And due to so much of uh, different type of people from different areas, handling them becomes very difficult. So approach should be changed, but motivation is the one which will make you to identify that on what basis these people are working here and what are their intention of being into the organization. So knowing that some need which those people can be having, and identifying them properly and motivating them in achieving those unmet needs can help you people to make them to work into the team. Fine. So the more motivated the employees are, the more empowered the team is, we say. So high energy which is going to build into the team by motivating them, each individuals into the organization, can also help to increase the empowerment of the team. So, so many more we people have already discussed. As we say, employees' contribution is more, then obviously the profitability of the organization can be also more. So, you can expect more successful business due to the highly motivated employees into the organizations. Fine. So then we have during any amendment happens, as I told you, if the policies are going to be changed into the organization, any sort of change which is brought into the organization, this motivation, if it is properly done, and emotions of the people are handled into the organization, so any amendment can happen, any change into the policies can happen. So there will be not much resistance from the employees. Okay, they will be so energetic and motivated. Okay, and self-conscious, they are going to be where they are going to adapt themselves to the changes whatever been brought into the organization. So, okay, so motivation will lead to an optimistic and challenging attitude at the workplace. So these are things which we people have already discussed into your previous classes, and there was little disturbance in the network also. Fine. So that is why a little bit I have brushed it up to make what we people have done into your previous class. Okay, fine. And anything else that you have any doubts here till here, part one? So we can go to part two of your module 4 of sales management. See, I will be minimizing the window of your Google Meet where I cannot see you people if you chat also. So please unmute. Somebody can unmute, take a initiation, and just give me a confirmation that I am audible to you people.
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Yeah, please make it very fast. Okay, anyone? Thank you, Vishal. Because if the internet get disconnected, I will never come to know also. Okay, so please, as and when it is required, if I find a doubt, I will be asking you whether I am reaching you or not. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
All right, thank you. Okay, so we have next concepts what we people have to deal into your part two of module 4 of sales management. Fine. So here we have something like a process of motivation which we people are going to begin with. Okay, there are few steps, mainly 5 steps we people have. Okay, generally which is you are going to find in almost all the textbooks, written by any of the authors on this motivation. So these are a general process that we people are going to discuss, which can be used into you know. Identifying what may be the probable needs and how best those can be satisfied, okay, among the people. So it usually starts with, as I told you, unsatisfied needs and motives. Okay, the reason why something is there into the person and he is not able to satisfy it. So that leads to a tension. Second, tension where he starts preparing himself somehow, that what best possible way that I can help myself in satisfying my unmet needs or motives. Then third, we action to satisfy the needs and then motives. So slowly the implementation starts. He takes small steps in achieving whatever the needs he has. Then fourth, we have the goal accomplishment. Once the goal accomplishment has been done, or the unmet needs are already met and he's satisfied with that, then you can say that what feedback you people can get. Okay. Okay, we have something like an explanation for this. Fine. The slides are visible, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the first one begins with unsatisfied needs and motives. Where we say this is a very initial step of the process of motivation, which usually, as we discussed, that it involves, unsatisfied needs and motives of any person. So you see any unsatisfied needs, okay, or let's say your motivations, okay, which will make a person to be very hunger or thirsty towards that. So he requires certain internal, stimulus which will make him to activate. So stimulus are certain, maybe certain issues may happen, or sometimes certain uncomfortable state of the life what he is going to have. So that uncomfortableness or maybe some issues or some requirements hardly make him to fall into a problems, right? So he want to come out of it. So we say activated by some internal stimulus, okay, some requirements we can say it as, fine. So which makes him to go for further achievement of his own unsatisfied needs. So they can also be achieved by external stimulus such as advertisements and also window displays. In general, if people want to know, where sometimes by going through external stimulus where somebody is excelling into his career, or somebody is working with certain organization, maybe a friend or relative is working in some other organization, and maybe the organization is similar type of organization, same age, or it may be a same qualification may be possessed by both of them. One person, if he's getting good salary and high security into the organization, his organization, the other person can also find it as a stimuli. So even a success of somebody, the comfortableness of somebody else on the job can lead to certain type of needs into the other person. So it is something like a derived demand, we say, where success or say comfortable life of somebody's can be a type of stimuli which can be generating among you people that you want to be also more secure and successful. So somewhere maybe the pay structure of that organization can also increase the stimuli into the other organizations, right? The competing organizations. So you can compare and then see. Sometimes internal stimuli, when we say these are something own self consciousness of a person to achieve certain needs. So he will be working on his own self development. He won't benchmark somebody else. He will always benchmarking himself for his own achievements. So that may be an internal stimulus which makes him to have certain unsatisfied, identify certain unsatisfied needs and motives. So second, we have something like a tension. Now this is a stage which involves a tension. Second stage usually. So anything like unsatisfied needs or any motives, always they create a tension among the individuals. Now maybe the tension we can find like physical tension, right? A psychological tension, sociological tension, where people want to get belong to certain groups and they are not allowed immediately. That can also be a type of a tension, right? A psychological tension, sometimes they take a lot of stress, okay, and for not meeting those unsatisfied needs, which will make him to be very very uncomfortable in his mindset. Okay, always the mindset will be dwelling like anything, right? So we have like physical also, sometimes like hungry or thirsty, right? So these all things will be like a type of tension which you people are going to receive. Fine. So in this situation, people try to develop objects, that will satisfy their. This is, should be an objectives which that can be, that will be satisfying the needs. Fine. So they set certain objectives what they have to achieve. So these objectives, if they are going to achieve, probably those people are going to achieve their unsatisfied needs or motives. Then we have third one, action to satisfy needs and motives. In this stage, usually what happens is like people take a very smaller steps. Okay, they start slowly start moving towards working on the objectives and satisfying their needs and motives. So any tension which has been created in your second stage, okay, where it will be creating a very stronger internal stimulus that calls for an action. It is an initiation that a person has to take in a self. So the person has to take a initiation. The other external say a stimulus or maybe a motives can lead to a tension, no doubt, but still internal energy or internal self consciousness of a person, that accepting that what has to be met, okay, the needs which has to be met, accepting it, the objectives what he is going to set for himself, and he starts working on that. So it says that tension creates a very stronger intense internal stimulus that calls for the action. It intense attention creates an internal stimulus. Fine. So we have next, sorry, okay, now this Slowly what happens is like, the individual will be engaging into the action. As I told you, very smaller steps he goes on taking initially, till he gets a clear about the picture, that how best he can satisfy his needs and motives, and also can how best he can reduce the tension by, satisfying the needs. Okay, now this, for certain purpose, alternatives are searched, and choice is made. The action can be heard, work for, earning more money, maybe an example like working money, working for the money. Fine. So what they do, they go on doing, identifying certain type of alternatives, which will be helping them to, you know achieve the objectives what those people have set into the tension stage, right? So they find plan A, plan B, and plan C. Somehow those people want to achieve it. So this is what of your third process, the action to satisfy needs and motives. And then fourth, we have like goal accomplishment. Okay. Now, see, in this, what happens is, action to satisfy needs and motives accomplishes, goals. It can be achieved through a reward and also sometimes a punishment. When actions are carried out as per the tension, then people are rewarded. Okay. Others are punished. Ultimately, goals are accomplished. Now, ultimately, what is the main job of any senior, or say any sales manager, to make their sales force to achieve the targets which has been set to them. So somewhere in when it comes to the goal achievement, it is something where people, you take an example of a single salesperson who has a target from the sales manager, or maybe from the department. Fine. So that amount of quota, say, or the target which is been set for his territory, and he want to achieve it. So for the entire 1 month, if the time period, say 1 month is given to him, so for 1 month, the entire tension that he will be having to achieve, achieve the targets, okay, which is the unsatisfied, unmet needs. And the action what he takes, the goal, that for 15 days how much he has to do, for next 15 days how much he has to do. So he may divide the month, okay, on the basis of 15 days, or it may be on the basis of 7 days, on the basis of week. So he will be having multiple plans, how best, the targets can be achieved. Okay, he will be identifying the prospects. See, these all things, he will be working on an action which he has to find himself what he has already decided previously. Okay, and remember, this can be achieved by the reward. We say you as a sales manager will give or set certain rewards for achieving the targets. Now what happens, because of the rewards he want to achieve, okay, he want to earn those rewards, he will be working very harder, okay, and harder to achieve his goals. Sometimes what happens, along with the rewards, even punishments are also decided. If the, say, the targets are not achieved in that specific time period which is being given to them, probably they may lose the job ultimately, or sometimes the demotions can be considered for them. Okay, where you're going to take them from higher level to the lower level, or some deduction into the salary can also happen as a punishment. So there are many things you people are going to use to accomplish the goal whatever has been set. Okay, so the people who, what it says, like, the people who achieve the targets, those people will get rewarded. The others who are not achieving, they will be getting the punishment. Okay, so ultimately the goal are to get it accomplished. So whatever the targets has been set for the sales people or the sales team, the target has to be achieved, so it has to be accomplished. Okay, so next is feedback. Now this is the last stage of the motivation, because what happens, just keep in the mind, as I told you, people that into goal accomplishment, where the person who is going to achieve the targets or not achieving the targets, they will be having a rewards and punishment. But before you people decide upon the reward and the punishment, especially when it comes to the punishment, you should be very much careful enough. Take a feedback from the people. So there may be certain possibilities that sales people have not achieved the targets because of some lacuna in supporting those salespeople from the side of organization. So there may be some mistake may have happened with the organization approach to the market in supporting the selling process. So there may be a problems, or it may be some natural disasters may happen, right? Or market may fall suddenly, right? like pandemic situation now, what we have like COVID, suddenly it hits. At that moment, people are not going to out of, I mean, they are not moving out of their houses. Then how people expect, purchasing of the products, okay, from any of the stores or sources. So there may be such type of, situations where we'll never support a salesperson or maybe organization in getting good sales. Okay, so you have to take a feedback before you decide upon the reward and the punishment. So what feedback you people can take? This feedback can be taken in collecting an information for revision or improvement or say modification of needs as and when required. So you have to see to it that what targets you people have set for that particular area. Probably that much of potential may not be there in the area for that sales amount of sales which you people are expecting. So you should see, you should rearrange, or maybe you should analyze it, okay, where how best the calculation can be done, what may be the suitable potential sales that can be expected from that area should be a target to the salespeople or maybe a salesperson who is responsible for that area or a territory. Okay, she says you can do some modifications, you can improve, you can revise on the needs. So needs are what the targets which you people have to achieve from that particular area. Fine. Okay, now depend on how well the goal is accomplished, their needs and motivates are motivated. Okay, then drastic changes in environment necessitate the revision and modification of the needs. As I told you, people initially where suddenly, which is not under the control of the organization, we have some external factors which are not under the control of the organization, like economic conditions of the country, it may be right, political conditions, right, environmental conditions. So there are many things which are not under the control of the organization. Just organization can either safeguard those threats what those people are going to receive from the external environment, okay, or external factors, okay, or else they can minimize or you can escape from that. So this was all about your process of motivation, which includes major five steps, which starts from unsatisfied needs and motives, which is going to be identified by the person in him. The tension, which will be making that person to get some problematic things where he will be having or say he's going to decide upon certain objectives. Then actions to satisfy needs and motives, right? Then it leads to the goal accomplishment at the end. It starts from feedback. Okay, then once the feedback is received, if the needs and say motives are not met, then once again you start with the first stage. Okay, so okay, any doubts that you people have till here?
No,
Am I
sir.
audible to you? Am I audible? No.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
we have next certain principles of the this motivation that you people can keep in the mind. Why any person who is responsible for motivating and also who is going to get motivated. So these motivation programs when we do, okay, we have certain principles has to be kept in the mind. So what principles should a sales manager follow while designing a motivational program for the salesperson? There must be some reason behind, or say maybe an objective, say, behind which we people are going to conduct these motivational programs. Okay, so most incentive plans designed in organization are based on the application of the below mentioned principles. Why any organization takes these motivational programs is because of this. These are certain principles. What are the other principles which those people are going to use in motivating their employees? So ultimately, even the person who joins an organization, okay, an employee who is into the organization, one or the other principle he will be expecting that should be get satisfied. Okay, the first one what we have is like principles of security. So this says that a motivational program should aim at providing a sense of security to the salesperson. People who are working in the organization, they should find themselves that they are secured on the job. So somehow that you people should make our employees to realize that, okay, they are very much secured in the organization, right? And that security can lead to a very greater motivation in contributing towards the organization. So He shouldn't worry much about their future, okay, where earnings will be secured by being secured on the job. Okay, and also it says he should be what I said, like, he should worry less about the future and contribute more to the sales, okay, without looking at any issues about his basic survival and satisfaction of his psychological, sorry, physiological needs. So both are very much important to keep in the mind, where people, okay, sorry, the employees should be kept away from all the tensions when it comes to the security of the job, okay, and they have to contribute more to the organization. Fine. So this is one, making them feel that they are very much secure on the job. Second, principles of achievement. Now here this says something like, salesperson should know in advance the achievement he will have from the motivational program. So being into a motivational program or accepting those activities which is being done for the employees, okay, for himself, okay, as an employee. Fine. So he should be knowing well what he is going to achieve from the motivational program, what he is going to receive from the motivational program. So you have to make employees to realize that in advance what may be the outputs that will be helping or adding to his own career and life by being a part of the motivational program, so that he will put more effort into achieving the desired goal. So see, you do a motivational program, okay, if in case you fail to make a realize among the employees for what purpose this motivation program is going to be carried out, and what may be the benefit that an employees are going to get out of this motivational program. If you are not doing it, probably you will lead into some other mess. It says that you should be very much important, okay, if you make them to know, they will contribute better to the programs. Okay, one. Then we have the third one, principles of approval, where salespeople, expect that the good work by them is priced up, approved and also rewarded by the salesman. Now these principles of approval, as I told you, if you just recall your positive motivation, what we people have discussed, recognition is the one. Not everybody, okay, in the organization will work for money, for their personal growth, or maybe for their career. Some people will be there in the organization who will be working for name, fame, right? So they want to be get priced, okay, by the top level people for the job what those people have done properly, okay. And the job what has been, the job which has been done by an employee, it should be approved that it has been really done by him, and also rewarded. Now as I said, rewarded comes with even money, also some incentives, perks which he's going to get. Fine. So this is about your principle of approval. And we have principles of loyalty here. Even if there is a high sense of social respect for each other in the organization, right, or among the team members, the salesperson tend to develop a loyalty towards the organization, and also it will be respect towards the seniors and the manager. Now this is how talks about the relationship which is going to be built among the team members into the organization, right? So how the relationship is there, how stronger the relationship is between the people in the organization, and how much they feel themselves very much you know um, and say what we say socially respected, we say, or the respect or among the people into the organization. Fine. Even that can also lead to the loyalty. Fine. Or the motivation programs sometimes is been done by the organization to build a good sense of social belongingness among the group people into the organization also. If they have such things, this social respect among each other, and which leads to a development of a loyalty, okay, towards the organization. And also we say it as there will be too much of respect towards the seniors and the managers. So it says that where how you people keep as a senior, okay, sorry, how you people keep a subordinate as a senior, okay, and what level of relationship or respect you give to the subordinate, in return the same thing will be expected. Then we have the fifth one, the principles of advancement. Now, as I told, if we talk about a career, where motivational programs can also help an employees into the organization who can develop themselves into their career. It says that every salesperson looked at progress and growth inside the organization. They say both growth in the form of getting good promotions, hikes into the salary, right, into the recognition. So ultimately, they do it for themselves and they want to make themselves very unique and different, okay, among the people into the organization. Fine. So these were, okay, a few principles. Along with that, we have principles of leadership and principles of human behavior. Now, certain motivational programs is been done, which should be designed, to nurture the sales people for the future leadership roles. So even motivational programs aims at developing a people, right? They just people get developed themselves when it comes to their personal life and their personal achievement. Sometimes organization has to help those people to be a leaders for the future generation, right? Where to fill the gaps even the future, if it requires, okay, certain good leaders into the organization. So motivation programs can also be designed in developing a people to have some good leadership qualities, okay, among them who will be utilized in the future whenever it is required. The gap, if it is found into the organization, okay, for the leadership and the required skills, at that time these people can be utilized. Then we have principles of human behavior. Sales managers should treat a salesperson as human beings with emotions, aspirations, and values. So this is something about how is a people. So how are the people? People are going to be handled by a top management or sales managers, right? So as any senior person, how he is going to treat subordinates who are working below him. It says that you see them as a human beings. You have to respect those people's emotions. Okay, you have to respect their aspirations and also the value which is to be created among the people to have a good relationship. Fine. Okay, these were certain type of here the principles. Okay, what we people have discussed now. Any motivational program you take into the organization, if it is going to be conducted, any one of the principle is going to be a part of it. It can be, it can be something like, where it may be a like for the security purpose to making them to know about it, for achievement, for approval, or maybe for the loyalty, for advancement, or maybe a leadership and also for human behavior. Fine. Any doubts that you people have in the principles?
No, sir.
Okay. So we have next the no any you take any sales manager if they want to if they want to influence their subordinates, so they can use certain type of powers what they have. There are major five powers which has been identified, which will be used by any sales manager into the organization. Fine. So we have the first power we said as an expert power, where people get motivated by that particular person because of the expertise the person is having into that particular field. Okay, here we have like expertise of a person in authority, okay, handling, and through the knowledge what he is having on the job, okay, the skills which he's have acquired into that particular area can be dominating him from the others. Okay, then it may be the information what he is possessing due to his variety of knowledge and expertise, what we say, the experience what he has in the field, okay, with the different issues. That can be something, and it's not so easy to be delegated those knowledge or skills. Okay, it cannot be not see find it very difficult, sorry, 1 minute. Even at this moment also your friends want to join. Huh? Check. After half an hour. Okay. Okay, fine. So remember the whatever I have just discussed, regarding knowledge, skills, and the information what any person is having or possessing. and he finds himself as very expert, as well as others also accept him as an expert, and whatever knowledge, skills, information he has in that particular area, and it cannot be so easily delegated. So at that time what happens is that others who are there, if they want to acquire, they have to acquire such a knowledge, skills, and information on their own. So at that time, this is an added advantage to a person who has this expert power. So people will listen to him because of his expertise in that particular area. So it becomes very easy for him to motivate the others, because others has to follow without any other option or an alternative to these type of people. Then we have a referent power, where attraction a person has for another, okay, can be a friendship, a desire to identify with the successful or famous people. This is something, a human skill that and person will be having, okay, where he will be acting like a referent to the others, okay. Even he may have the knowledge or skills whatever is to be possessed minimum to be on that particular job and make others to listen to him, fine. So here this is something, he will be very attractive person, fine. And something we have example like be a friend, can be a friend, or it can be something like can be identified him or can be taken him as a synonyms to a type of success what he has achieved, right? So it may be synopsis to success, or he may be a famous person, to being with him or having a contact with him, or having an affiliation with him can give somebody's a respect also. So those people will be listening to him because being associated with him will give those people an advantage. Then we have a legitimate power. Now this is a power which is been given by the organization sometimes, and the responsibilities what the person is holding, okay, the position what he is holding into the organization can also be a type of legitimate power, which gives them a legitimate power. So this is what position held gives the right to influence others. People have to be obliged to him because of he being in certain position, and the rules or policies of the organization will always state as subordinates those people should listen to the boss, okay, they should listen to the seniors, okay, whom those people are reporting directly for certain job, okay. So they can influence others and they can command an obedience, right? As I told you, they can expect a obedience from the subordinates who are working below him, based on societal and institutional acceptance of the relations. Now it says condition that though they may have, but still the people have to accept him as a a senior or say a leader. So it's also a duty of a person, though being in that position has a authority. Sometimes it becomes difficult for him to get job done from the employees. Then we have next, a reward power due to authority to confirm reward on the others. It may be a power that he may have in assessing people's, work. Fine. So people will listen to him because he will whatever the assessment he does on the job that what others have done. Okay. On that basis, people will get some authority to get motivated. Fine. Okay. Next, we have the cohesive power. We have this is purely what we use for threatening others. Okay. Now, sometimes what happens, due to individual's perception that another person has the right to confer a reward or a punishment and has a negative connotation where it says that here you can threaten somebody for getting that particular job done. So that threatening is also should have certain power among the people, okay, who is going to confirm the the reward and the punishment for the job which has been done by the subordinate. So these are major five powers, okay, which we can use while motivating or influencing the subordinates. One is your expert power, referent power, legitimate power, reward power, and then coercive power. So these are things. And in the next module, we will be continuing with your compensation. Fine. So I think for today we will be, holding the class. Fine. So do you people have any doubts?
No, sir.
No, sir.